Imagine a story whispered down through generations. A tale so unsettling that locals in a remote European village refuse to speak of it after dark. What if I told you that some of these stories aren't just folklore? They're living mysteries, etched into the very stones of old castles and the silent depths of ancient forests. These are the unexplained tales that Europe keeps hidden, the ones that locals would rather you didn't ask about. Welcome to a journey into the shadows of Europe, where history and the unexplained collide. Today, we're not just sightseeing. We're exploring the chilling legends that cling to some of the continent's most beautiful landscapes. From phantom legions marching along Roman roads to spectral figures seen in weathered castles. These aren't your typical tourist tales. These are the stories that have baffled investigators, historians, and even the people who live right next door for centuries. We'll delve into the local accounts, examine the historical context, and try to understand why these particular stories refuse to fade away. So, buckle up as we peel back the layers of Europe's most persistent and spine-chilling mysteries. Let's begin in the heart of the Czech Republic, at Houska Castle. This isn't your average fairy tale fortress. It's a castle built with no fortifications, no water source, no kitchen, and for centuries, it had no occupants. It wasn't built to keep people out. Locals say it was built to keep something asterisk and asterisk. Legend has it that the castle was constructed over a bottomless pit, a supposed gateway to hell. In the 13th century, before sealing it, a condemned prisoner was offered a pardon if he would be lowered into the pit and report what he saw. After just a few moments in the darkness, his terrified screams echoed from the depths. When they pulled him up, he had aged 30 years in mere seconds. His hair white and his mind shattered, babbling about horrifying half-human, half-animal creatures. He died just days later. The chapel was built directly over this spot, supposedly to harness holy power to seal the gateway. Locals to this day avoid the castle grounds at night, reporting strange animal sounds and shadowy figures seen in the windows of the empty castle. What's truly strange is that the defensive structures of the castle all face inwards, as if to contain a threat from within its own walls. Next, we travel to the rugged coast of Ireland, to the eerie Leap Castle, often called the most haunted castle in the world. Its history is steeped in betrayal and bloodshed. The most infamous room is the Bloody Chapel, where a brutal family power struggle unfolded. One brother, a priest, was murdered by his own sibling while holding mass at the altar. But the true horror was discovered centuries later during renovations. Workers found a hidden dungeon, a chamber behind a wall in the chapel. Inside, they found a gruesome sight: countless human skeletons piled high on wooden spikes. The chamber, known as an oubliette, was a place where unwanted guests or prisoners were dropped through a trapdoor to be impaled on the spikes below and left to die. It took 3 full cartloads to haul away all the bones. Visitors and owners alike have reported countless paranormal encounters, from the scent of sulfur filling the air to the chilling apparition of a creature known as the Elemental, a hunched foul-smelling entity said to be an ancient spirit guarding the land long before the castle was even built. The local community treats the castle with a mixture of fear and respect, acknowledging the dark energy that seems to permeate the grounds. Our journey now takes us to the windswept moors of England and a Roman road near the ancient city of York. For centuries, people have reported seeing a ghostly legion of Roman soldiers marching through the area. But these aren't just any apparitions. The strange thing is, they are only seen from the knees up, as if they are marching on a road surface buried far below the current one. The most famous sighting occurred in the 1950s in the cellar of the treasurer's house. A young apprentice plumber was working when he heard the faint sound of a horn. Suddenly, a soldier on horseback emerged directly through the cellar wall, followed by a legion of weary-looking foot soldiers. They were carrying round shields and unfamiliar weapons, and crucially, their lower legs were missing. They marched across the cellar and disappeared into the opposite wall. The terrified plumber fled. Years later, archaeological excavations confirmed that the cellar had been built directly on top of an old Roman road, the Via de Cumana, which was about 18 inches below the cellar floor. The height difference perfectly matched the plumber's description of the half-visible soldiers. Locals have long known this stretch as a spirit road, a place where the past has not yet finished its march. Let's venture into the dense, dark forests of Romania, the historical region of Transylvania, long associated with vampire lore thanks to Bram Stoker. But the real, local legend is far more unsettling than Dracula. Deep within this region lies the Hoia-Baciu forest, often called the Bermuda Triangle of Romania. For decades, it has been the site of intense paranormal activity and unexplained events. People who enter report strange rashes, intense anxiety, nausea, and the feeling of being watched. Electronic devices malfunction without reason, and people often emerge with no memory of the hours they spent inside. The most striking feature is the vegetation itself. Trees grow in bizarre, twisted patterns, bent at unnatural angles, all leaning in the same direction as if trying to escape something. At the forest heart is a perfectly circular clearing where nothing has ever grown, despite soil tests showing no abnormalities. It's a dead zone. Locals avoid the forest, believing it to be a gateway to another dimension or home to the restless spirits of murdered peasants. Numerous photographs taken here show strange lights, orbs, and shadowy figures that weren't visible to the naked eye. It's a place where the rules of nature seem to bend, and even the bravest locals will tell you not to enter after sunset. Finally, we head to Italy, to the beautiful island of Poveglia in the Venetian lagoon. Its picturesque appearance hides a truly grim history. In the 18th century, it became a quarantine station for plague victims. Tens of thousands of dying people were shipped to the island and left there, their bodies often burned in massive pits. It's estimated that over 160,000 people died on this tiny patch of land. But its dark story doesn't end there. In the 1920s, a mental hospital was built on the island. The hospital's director was a sinister figure who, according to local legend, conducted horrific experiments on his patients. He would take them to the bell tower and perform lobotomies with crude tools like hammers and chisels. The doctor himself met a tragic end. Driven mad by the tormented spirits of the island, he supposedly threw himself from the very same bell tower. A nurse who witnessed the fall claimed that as he lay on the ground, a ghostly mist emerged from the earth and choked him to death. The island is now completely abandoned, strictly off limits to visitors. Fishermen refuse to cast their nets near its shores, afraid they'll haul up human bones. Locals call it the Island of No Return, a place so saturated with suffering that the screams of the past are said to still echo on the wind. So, what do we make of these stories? Are they simply campfire tales passed down to scare tourists, or is there something more to them? The consistency of these legends across generations is what makes them so compelling. These aren't just isolated incidents. They are patterns of strange phenomena tied to specific, historically tragic locations. Whether it's a castle built to contain an unknown horror, a fortress filled with the skeletons of the forgotten, or an island that became a mass grave, each place carries a heavy weight of history. Can the trauma of past events really leave an imprint on a location? Some theories, like the stone tape theory, suggest that strong emotional events can be recorded into the environment, replaying themselves under certain conditions. This might explain the ghostly Roman legion marching on its ancient road, or the lingering despair felt at Poveglia Island. Perhaps what people are experiencing isn't a conscious spirit, but an echo of a powerful moment frozen in time. These stories do more than just entertain or frighten us. They connect us to a past that is far more complex and mysterious than we often imagine. They are a reminder that beneath the surface of our modern world, there are ancient wounds and unanswered questions. The fact that locals, the people who know these places best, hold them in such reverence and fear speaks volumes. It's a wisdom that isn't found in history books. Can the collective belief of a community actually give power to a legend, making it feel more real? Or are these people simply more attuned to the subtle energies of places that have witnessed profound tragedy? Without these stories, a place like Houska Castle is just an odd building, and Hoia-Baciu is just a strange forest. But with them, they become portals to a world beyond our understanding. Thank you for joining me on this journey into Europe's most unsettling unexplained stories. The world is full of mysteries waiting to be explored, and sometimes the most fascinating ones are those that have no easy answers. If you're captivated by the unknown and love digging into stories that history forgot, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you won't miss our next adventure into the shadows. Let me know in the comments which of these stories you found the most chilling, or if you know of a local legend from your own area. Stay curious and see you next time.